It's exciting to play a cup match, regardless who you are playing with, because it's the time to check where exactly is your team. It's always sad when it's a cup match because there is no room for error in a cup match. But I think the team is prepared quite well. We are playing against a team that did not lose any match in the last 5 matches of the season after the 5-0 of Stellenbosch. So the team was strong. Last year we played a draw against them. So we know what we are playing against. Thank you. The truth is we always have our own way to find out what is most likely to happen, the friendlies they've played, the personnel they have within the squad. There may be changes, but structurally there may not be that much changes. But you are right, it's a little bit complicated when you don't know who is their latest signing and what is most likely to happen. But the information we have, I think it's sufficient to help us to be able to prepare for them, knowing the coach and the style of play and the culture of the team, very strong on counter-attacks. Apollo is also very strong on set pieces. It's a very complex team to play against because in most cases they play with a double wide. Mamelodi is a very important player for them. He climbs up and becomes the player for that first pass from the goalkeeper or the centre back to flick, and they establish play from there. But on transition, sometimes they cheat. Last year they did not cheat against us. The winners, only the striker Mafumo was cheating. But we know the threat of Apolis. We know the threat of Ramabo. We know the threat of Cole Alexander in the D-line. If he plays as a 10, they've lost one of the central midfielders, is it Mashikiri, who was very important in establishing play. We understand the dynamics of the team, but I must say it's not an easy team to play against because defensively they can be open, but if you make mistakes and they cut, they immediately have a very big threat on transition. It's always important. For us, I'm just highlighting these things because these are the threats that, in as much as I've not spoken about us at all if you check, because I'm just highlighting what they are strong at and where they can hurt you, which should then help our team in preparing to make sure that we don't open that opportunity to be hurt in those moments. But I'm one coach that believes what has worked for us, we must always just continue with that and force the opposition to try and adapt to what we are trying to do at that point. Let me answer the one about Lodge. Lodge is in a very good headspace. We were with him even this morning. He has already started training, though he's not yet into full training. It's him, Mbone, who are still out because of those minor injuries. Esquivel might be in probably towards the end of the week. He had a minor strain. But we believe he's in a good headspace. He understands he's employed by Sundowns. He has a responsibility to deliver for Sundowns. And if he does not deliver for Sundowns, we've got many other options. So it's natural for every player to want to fight for his place. The second one for the contract, the question is a very good one. But I don't think I'm in a position to answer it. But what I can promise you is that almost everything is done. It's probably finishing with one or two things, but the contract is already there. Probably one or two signatures. Contract. The injuries, like I said, Sipo is still out. Lodge is still out. We just had the latest injuries that we got in our last friendly of Rivaldo, but left back. And only one is back. The other one that we lost in the last match was Motobi. But otherwise, the rest of the players are here. I think it's a very obvious scenario, more especially on all the games that we play in the PSL. It's important to try and push the opposition as much as you can to find that opener, which is why we've got all these variations, either to find a dribbler that can create set pieces for us in and around the box and just to break the game down, or maybe to use all the facets that we have prepared to try and make sure that they open either through or between or around. But we've got a chance to find possibilities to make sure that the game is opened quite early. But that does not mean we must not be cautious. It's a cup match. We are playing against a team that switches the play in, and they always keep a double wide in the wide channels. Both the fullbacks and the wingers are always in the wide channels, which also present possibilities for us to find an incisive pass probably in between the lines and all create problems for them. To be honest, at this stage, I don't think there's going to be much impact from the new players, if I can be honest with you, because we've always made that mistake in the past of trying to change and present new faces in the first match, and maybe if it does not work, then you start saying, but why did we move away from a more dominant or maybe cohesive outfit that you may have had? So the only thing that might be a little bit of a difference would be probably the structure. But we should be having almost the same teams that we're having last year, without much to think about the new players. If they happen to be there, we will appreciate. But as it is, the other player that is still out, by the way, is Kigan. Is not yet 100%. So Sales is not yet here because I think the work permit was finalized in the latter stages of this week. So we more or less having the same squad. And to be honest, even if all these players were here, I think we would try our best not to move away from the group that we were preparing throughout the preseason. The truth is, when you look at Kigan, you're looking at a player that can play right back, that can play centre back with speed, because that's very important for Sundowns to have speed at the back, more especially for the PSL, where teams are playing with a low block and we are always very high up. He can also help us there. He can also play as a 6. There's a lot that we can expect from Kigan. I believe he's a very good addition that can give us possibilities to have one substitute that can cover a lot of positions as well.
I've played centre back last season, but I was just inverting. But this season I won't be inverting. At least not as much as last season. So yeah. We came very close last season. So this season we want to go a step better. But we saw a few clips this morning of how they played few friendlies in the pre-season. We know they have wingers and a striker that will look to cheat a lot. They look to play on the transition and a lot of diagonal balls. So I think we just need to take care of the ball and obviously be organized on rest defense. No pressure at all. I go into every season the same. It's always good to have a good pre-season, and I've had one. There was no injuries for the whole pre-season, so I was fully fit, and I feel good, better than I have in a very long time. So I'm looking forward to the start of the new season. I think the way we want to play this season will suit a lot of them. Tiwani as a left back, likes to play high and wide, with a lot of crosses, very aggressive. And the coach has emphasized on width for this season. So and then you have Coetzee, very speedy attacker, tricky. He can score goals for us. So I think they can excel and add something different than we had the past few seasons. I think that's what the pre-season was for. We've trained it since the first week. Coaches emphasized on a lot of work. But sometimes it's not just the fullbacks that's giving you what. We have wingers as well, tricky wingers that can trouble 1v1s. So we look forward to that. But if you look at the personnel, we have a lot of players that can play it high and wide. So I think it should be a good season.
I mean, I don't want to say I'm disappointed, because for me, I prefer the trophy. This is an sport from the group. So for me, the most important is is win the trophy. For me, the disappointment is not win the MTN, not win the Netbank, not win the champions. So I think for this year, this is the challenge of I have personality, you know. So and after the second, of course, is the individual thing. So for me, it's no doesn't matter. No, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy here. I'm happy because I play a lot of games. So when the players play a lot of games, of course, improve every day. So I'm so happy here, and this is my challenge in this year, in this season, is play. Every player have the different challenge. So maybe, and I think I'm with you. I think I can create more goals, more assists for me, and of course for Sundowns.
Yeah, I mean, we're always looking forward to new season, and we're hoping that this season will take it a step further. I mean, we came short last season, and we're hoping this season our luck turns and we lift the trophy. I think it goes to everyone that I get to play with, and I don't think I'll be the main guy, but I think all of us will be very important to the success of the team. And I think playing with Riva, I knew him since I was 16, so it's a bit easier. I know his strengths, his weaknesses, and vice versa. He knows me as well, so it's a bit easier. I can also say the same about Gino and Rouge. So we have quite a strong defensive unit. I think it's every season is very difficult, and I think it's going to be extremely difficult to do what we did last season. But we play as we keep on trying. You know, I don't. Maybe this season is the season for us. Maybe we'll go 30 games unbeaten, or maybe we'll lift all the trophies that we participate in. But if we do so, it's not going to be easy. It's going to demand a lot of hard work, a lot of sacrifice from us, and we prepare to sacrifice ourselves as players. So we're looking forward to the new season. Any team we get. I mean, right now we're just focusing on the next opposition. You know, we're taking a game at a time. If we meet them, we meet them. If we don't, then hopefully we'll meet them in the final again. But I'm just focusing on Polokwane City and make sure that we get to the next round and see what we get in the next round. And if we get them, and we'll prepare for them and make sure that we don't lose to them again. Yeah, it's very difficult because we did videos this morning, and there wasn't a clear picture on how they play and how they attack or defend. So we go with what we've seen from the videos, and we're hoping that whatever we present to them, they won't have answers to it. So we're trusting more ourselves than what you see of them, because, like you said, now they haven't been out in the public. Like their friendly games have been closed. So we just focusing on ourselves. I mean, with Coach Allende, we had different relationships with him as players, and he was a good coach. He was like a brother to us. But you know, in football, coaches come and go, players come and go, but the club remains. So we're here at Sundowns, and we have a new leader, and Coach Manqoba. And when he first took over, you know, we didn't really change much, but we added a few things into our game model, and so far it's been working even in our pre-seasons. And you see from our results and how potent we are, and as we go forward. But not to take anything away from Coach Allende, he did an amazing job with the team. We always have respect for him, but right now I think Coach Manqoba is in charge, and we seem to support him fully, and I think he will take the team to great heights.